Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about streamlining your space. A lot of people are into downsizing and minimalizing and it's focusing more on experiences than stuff. And we have all been through this downsizing exercise, I'm sure, with various levels of intensity in our 60s. But I want to talk to you about what the experts say. We've got a group of people now that have made this their specialty, and I think it's important that we, try to get some method into the madness of downsizing. I've even written articles about this myself, my own personal experiences with my art and with things that are precious to me, with my books. And every single category seems to have its own set of challenges. But I want to talk to you about what the experts say are the best ways to approach this streamlining your space. It's a much nicer way, I think, of looking at it than just saying, getting rid of or downsizing. Now, Marie Kondo, of course, is the expert that everybody might know about. She's the one that's the folding expert and the dumping everything on the floor and starting, from scratch. But there's other people that are doing some things that are maybe a little bit more mindful and more aligned to some of us who need a more in-depth, process and examination. Because when you're downsizing in your 20s, you may be getting rid of fast clothing or things that you purchased on impulse. But when you're in your 60s and 70s, you are throwing away memories. You're giving away, things that you purchased with hard-earned money you saved for. Maybe you spent too much. Maybe it was a buying mistake. But you now have got to deal with this, this issue of letting go, not sort of getting rid of, but letting go of things that you no longer need in your life. And there's a lot of those. Certainly was in mine. But these are 20 tips that these experts have given us that I'd like to go through and see if any resonate with you. First, only keep things that spark joy. This is Marie Kondo's thing. If you don't love it anymore, let it go. It may have an association with a relationship, with a person, with a time, with a place, but let it go. If it doesn't make you smile, if it doesn't make you feel like, oh, I really like that thing. Actually, I've done a lot of journeys to our recycling center the last few months. And, sometimes as I hand them over, I think, maybe that it does bring me joy, but then no, I've looked at it for 5 months and it's time to let it go on to someone else. So sparking joy. Tidy by category, not by location. Now, Kondo recommends this, but, clothes, books, papers, rather than doing the living room, bedroom approach. And part of the reason for that, I think, is that things get scattered about. So when you go to your kitchen, for example, you'll find things that belong in your bedroom. I mean, I'm very fortunate. I only have one room. So my one room, I can see everything where it is and it's in its right place. But you might, if you say, oh, I'm going to do my bedroom today, you may find things that should be in the living room, things that were from the kitchen or the garage. So you can get slowed down. So she thinks by going by category, it is the best way to do it. What do you think? And please, by the way, leave your comments in this section below because we will learn from each other what worked for you. And as I said, not everything is going to work for everybody. This isn't the perfect science. Maybe you prefer to do it by room. That might work for you, but this is one of the tips. Second is, that's third. Third is tackle the mess in one shot. Now, if you do this decluttering by category over a period of time, you're almost certainly going to skip over things. So if you can give yourself a day where you're going to do books. This is the hard one. I know. I understand. I really do. I have very few books anymore. I mean, you can pretty much on my little shelf here, you can see I've got one shelf of books. And those are ones that are either picture books, photo books that I like to look at, or ones that have got facts in them that I refer to all the time. There's one, 36 hours in cities around Europe. And I love that book and I look at it all the time. So anyway, there's things you need to keep in your book collection, but let the rest go rather than doing it gradually over time. Start with clothes, she says. Clothes is the best category to begin with because we've got so much of it. I mean, I don't know. I've really worked over the last few years of organizing. I do one by suitcases by season. So like I take all my summer clothes at the big end of the summer season and put them in a suitcase. I have a big suitcase, and then I switch it around in the spring and summer, in the winter months, and then in the spring and summer I reverse. So that works for me. But she says that clothes are like a really good category to begin with. Storing things vertically, like the way you store things, if you fold things and put them horizontally, you're less likely to see them. So I went out and bought, I should have showed you, some hangers that are really nice, like those cushiony hangers, because I have a lot of tops that are just like, they get out of shape if you use the wire hangers. And I just now put everything vertically in tops wise and dress wise in my closet. I do fold, of course, underwear and scarves and t-shirts, but the rest goes vertically, and that actually makes it more visible. So when you say, oh, I haven't got a thing to wear, you can go to your cupboard and you'll see them vertically, and you'll see that you do not have to go out and buy one more thing. You had that black top or that red dress that you really wanted, and it's there waiting for you. Use storage containers. Now, I'm up and down on this. I don't use storage containers for much more than packing, and I do actually use packing, but I don't use those ones that like scrunch up. I just use little containers. And but for my in my food cupboard, I do use storage containers. But she says that storage containers again, keep you organized, like by spices in one, maybe bake things for baking in another, oils in another. And so containers, I think, are a good thing if you've got a lot of space, which I don't have, but maybe that's a good thing to use containers. Another one is to assign a place for each individual item. Yes, the day that I did this, I can now find my scissors. Where are they? I'm going to reach for them. They're not there. I know that they're in the kitchen now because I took them over there. But my scissors, my nail clippers, I can tell you right now where my nail clippers are. They're right there. I can tell you right now where a pen is, and keep them in their place. This is the thing. Another thing, assigning a place for each item. Another thing that people say is don't heap items, like stack them on top of each other, because you'll never find the thing at the bottom. And then when you need the thing at the bottom, you'll be pulling it out and everything will go flying, and then you just stuff it back in the cupboard or the drawer. But just don't stuff things. Don't heap them. What do you think about that? Clutter, that's the word that leads to. And clutter is the enemy of downsizing. It's the enemy of streamlining, is clutter. Okay, we talked about joy. Ultimate goal is to simplify your life, focus on life more than things. And I think that there was about 10 ideas there that you can dig on. There's another one. There's a book called The Home Edit. Now I forget where I got this information. I believe it was one of our bloggers, and I'll try to give you the credit for it. But it's called The Home Edit: A Guide to Organizing and Realizing Your House Goals. And it says these are the 10 tips that they recommend. First is to start with a plan. I don't know why Marie Kondo didn't mention that, because that is truly an important thing to do. Clear plan of what you want to accomplish. Do you want to clear every shelf in the garage, or do you want to do this section, or do you want to do your one bookcase? Have a plan that you're going to focus on when you start that one day's activity. Divide and conquer is what they say. And again, manageable groupings, either in product grouping, like all your clothes or your books or your sports equipment or whatever it is, into categories. I think that they give that advice too. Again, they make use of vertical space. Shelving, hooks. I have these I don't have any to show you. I have these very cool little hooks that I purchased from Yes Style, of all places. But they're these little hooks, you get 20 or 30 in a package, but they stick on the wall there, and they're like no stick. They don't damage the wall. And I take them, believe it or not, on cruises when I go. I take 2 or 3 because I like hanging up my scarves. And again, arranging things so that you can see them at eye level, even if it's just like the dishcloths in your kitchen or whatever. But keep that vertical across the wall, and get some little hooks. I know that you can damage them if you get those ones that are really super gluey, but the ones I found are easy. I'll try to put the link down for you below. One of their 10 tips is to label everything, and I love labeling. I should buy a label machine. I'm so into labeling, but I like making my own labels, and I label everything. I have colored folders. I show you an example of my colored folders that I use for my videos and other things, and they're like transparent. And I cut them to size sometimes so that they're smaller, so that I'm able to, but I use these and I label. Those aren't labeled because these are new to be done. But when I've done them, I label them. So use labels. Use the 1 in, 1 out rule. I just realized, guys, that I didn't have my light shining on me here. I'm going to put this little light on. It will make me look brighter. Is that better? Okay, maybe I have to redo this video. But anyway, there we are. The next one is to use the 1 in, 1 out rule. So that's where you buy something, you give away something. So every time you buy a new necklace, you give away something. It doesn't have to be a necklace, but it has to be something that's, sort of equal attachment. The one in, one out rule. Store items at eye level. Again, that's back to that eye level vertical storage. As if you put everything on the floor in boxes, you won't find them, but if you keep them up. So it's really worth getting some shelving, even if it's, just not very affordable, just to bring it up to eye level so you can see. I have baskets that I stack, and I stack things on them at eye level so that I can see exactly where everything is. Embrace the editing process. Start out with 20 things, get down to 10, get down to 5, get down to 3. Perfect example, my hats. I have about 20 berets, and I recently did an edit down to 15, and then I did another edit down to 10. You don't need 3 pink berets, right? You need 1. You don't need 4 black ones, which I had 2. But, you just edit things down and, to the things that you don't need. What else is there? I think that's about the limit of the editing instructions from this other group. There's lots of really wonderful people. Have you got anyone that you follow? I know there's a great woman. Her name's Fly Lady. She's in Denmark, and she does really cool videos on downsizing. And not just that, but cleaning and organizing. And if you've got someone that you follow that's inspired you during your streamlining process, I'm going to call it that rather than downsizing. Downsizing sounds so overwhelming, but try streamlining and see what you think. But leave your comments in the section below. Let's have a chat. And thank you again for being here, everyone. Love you all so, so much. Appreciate your feedback and your support. And stay safe and strong, and have fun with your streamlining. It's worth it in the end. Take care. Bye for now.